So, Courtney, I mean, most of us know who you are, but we do have a lot of new team members. So just tell us your story and who you are and all of that good stuff to start.
Awesome. Hello, you guys. My name is Courtney Vogel. Like I always get this wrong.
That's so weird to hear that.
I just got married. I know. I still get it wrong all the time. So, anyways, I am your ambassador diamond leader, and I joined this business, you guys, when I was 19. I am 24 now, almost 25. So, I found this opportunity on Instagram, and at the time, I was living with my parents. I was just living the broke college student life. I was going to college, doing all the things that I was told I had to do to be successful in life. And I was broke. I was struggling. I wanted to move out of my parents' house. I just couldn't afford to. And I was just kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And so I was going to school, working 2 jobs, and I came across this opportunity and I watched this girl for several weeks. And finally, after watching her, I was like, why the heck not? Like, I'm just going to go for it and see where it takes me. I had no idea you could even make real money with a business like this. I had literally no idea what the heck, how to even build a business like this. All I knew is that she was saying she was making money from her phone. And as a college student, I was like, well, that would be freaking perfect. So I jumped right in with really just no big intentions. I wanted like $200 a month. I was like, if I can make $200, like that would be amazing. I remember I had like $125 car payment, and I was literally stressing every single month to make that car payment because literally all of my like going to and from work and to school, like all of my paychecks were literally going towards gas. And so I joined, you guys, my first month, I made 20 something dollars, and a lot of you guys might be like, oh wow, that kind of like sucks. But I was really, really excited. So I got that first paycheck and it was 20 something dollars, and I was like, wow, like I actually made some money from this. Like that's crazy. And then what happened is I actually got on one of these calls. So it wasn't a Zoom, it was like a call back then. And I got on and I listened to this girl, her name was Kara, and she was a presidential and she was making $17,000 a month, you guys. And I was like, what? Like she makes $17,000 a month? Like that is insane. She must have started this business whenever it was brand new. She must have been like a magical unicorn. Just thought it was so crazy. But that's kind of like what had opened up the door to me to be like, to kind of like show that you could actually make real money with this business. So my second month, and by the way, I didn't have a super crazy fast start like some people do. Like I had a pretty slow start, you guys. All I knew is that I was being consistent. I was posting about these products and I really liked them. Literally no idea what I was doing. My second month, I made over $300. And then I was like, wow, like that's crazy. And I was just having so much fun, you guys. Like I just loved sharing these. I was like, this is so awesome. I literally get to post on social media and just talk to so many people, and I get to help these people. Like this is great. Month 3 comes around and I make $800 some. And I was going Emerald that month. And I signed a lease to move out of my parents' house, which you guys, I love my parents so much. They're the most supportive, nicest people in the world, but they're not going to pay my bills. That's just how it's always been. So that was like a really big, like eye-opening, like, oh crap, like I really got to make this work kind of thing because I had to pay my bills. So I had moved out, got my first apartment, and I got a job at Applebee's for 2 days, you guys, and I freaking hated it. And I was like, you know what? This sucks. I'm going to quit this job and I'm going to do it works full time. So making less than $1,000, having to pay, just moved out of my parents' house. I was like, okay, this thing's going to support me full time. And so basically what that did is it lit a fire under my butt. I already had a fire under my butt anyways from it, but like, I was like, okay, this has really got to work. And so that following month I went diamond and made over my first like $2,000 paycheck. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. I got a $10,000 bonus. And you guys, I just did not stop from there. I just kept going. I just kept dreaming bigger and bigger and bigger. I then went all the way to ambassador within 2 years. Okay, so like 1 year I hit presidential, 2 years I hit ambassador, and then they gave me a 2.0 account. So they let me do it again, and I hit ambassador again. So now I am ambassador 2.0, which is so crazy, you guys. I've been doing this business for 5 years, 5.5 years. It'll be 6 years this April. I've owned my time, you guys. I've never had another job since I quit that job at Applebee's. This pays all of my bills. I've been able to make a 6-figure income every single year since I started this business, you guys. Be in the top 100 every single year since I started this business. And it has blessed me just in so many ways, more than I can even just sit here. I could go on all day what it's done for me, you guys. But what it comes down to is like the freedom. I literally wake up every single day, you guys, and I get to choose what I do with my day. And it's allowed us to pay off all of our debt. You know, it's just allowed us to set ourselves up for such a crazy, just so many amazing things at such a young age that so many people don't get to experience. I went through college and got to pay every single semester, you know, off completely. And so I can just go on, like I said, for days what this has done for me, you guys, but it's just been the biggest blessing. And now I feel like we are truly just getting started, even though 6 years in, I truly just believe it's just the beginning. So a little fast forward, kind of like fast version of my story. It's 6 years, so it's a lot.
I love all of that. And so something that I had written down was your rank, which is Ambassador 2.0, and what that means. And you kind of touched on that. So what, like, you guys, she's gone ambassador twice now, like not just once, she's done it 2 times. And so that just shows you that we're on a winning team. We're on a team that knows what to do to be successful. But the thing that it boils down to is you're going to be given the tools, just like Cortney enrolled me, and literally she gave me every single thing that I needed to be successful. The difference was I took those things that she was giving me, the scripts, the advice, everything, and I applied it to my business, and I did it. And so you're going to get all the things that you need to be successful in this business. It's just going to boil down to, are you going to use it? And are you going to use it the way that, you know, they're using it? Just like I've always told y'all, like I would see how she was posting, but okay, she posted a picture, which we don't post like this anymore. Like I remember you would go to like Pinterest and find a girl in a bikini and use word swag and put like detox challenge. I'm like, oh, I've got to go do that. And I'd go do that exact same thing with a different picture and change a little bit, because I was like, that's a tool that she's using and it's working for her. So if I use it the same way, it's going to work for me. It's just like if she was using a hammer to do something and I was trying to use a screwdriver, it's not going to work because I'm not using the tool the right way. So you have to make sure that you're using it the right way. We're on a winning team, and we're just all going to be successful if we put our minds to it and get our booties in gear. So thinking back to when you first joined, hey, y'all got to be quiet. When you first joined, what did you do daily as a new distributor? Like what were your dailies that you did to grow your business?
Yeah. So you guys, it is literally the same thing I do today. Like not even kidding, no matter what rank I hit, like I'm literally doing the same exact thing I did from the get-go. Maybe it changed a little bit as far as like what my pictures look like and stuff like that, obviously, but it's the daily 6 list. So I'll just go through it kind of real quick. I'm sure you guys all know this and do it, but it's literally every single day since I started, I've done this, you guys. So I've grown my network. You guys, Instagram was brand new to me when I started, so I did not have all these crazy amount of followers. So if you look at my Instagram now and you're like, oh, she was probably just that lucky, she had a lot of followers. No, I had a brand new Instagram account, had no idea how to even work or follow people or post or any of that stuff. So growing my network every single day. So every single day from the day I started, I literally do not go to sleep if I do not follow people, you guys. I have to follow people and add people to my network. It's a numbers game, you guys. The more people you talk to, the more people that are going to come into your organization. The next thing I do is I interact with my followers. So every single day I'm going through and I'm creating conversations with people. I'm commenting on their pictures. So I'll go follow a bunch of people, and then I go through and I comment on their pictures and I give them a compliment. Because when you give someone a compliment, who doesn't like that? And then 2, they're going to be like, who is this person? They're going to go and they're going to follow you back. The next one is I message every single day. So I message at least 100 people a day. During a promotion month, I probably triple those efforts. So if you're not happy with the results that you are getting right now, be 10xing it. You guys, if you haven't read the 10x, do it. Because basically, if you just aren't getting the results that you want, go and do more of it. If you're talking to 5 people a day and you're wondering why no one's signing up, that's why no one's signing up. Go do more of the things that work, because these are the things that work. We know it. We've seen so many people become successful from it. So it's just a matter of doing it and talking to a whole lot of people. Posting every single day. Literally, you guys, every single day. I literally don't think there's been like one day. Not even, okay, maybe like my wedding day, but I probably posted then too. I don't even know. Like I post every single day about this business, you guys. Like every single day, just make it a daily part of your routine. Like whenever you do it, it just becomes like a part of your day. So if you're new and you're like, how the heck am I supposed to do this every day? Like I have a job, I have kids, blah, blah, blah. Eventually it's just going to become a part of your day and you're not even going to realize you're doing it. And I think a part of that comes with just like making sure you're incorporating the products into your every single day lifestyle. And when you're doing that, just take a picture and post it. Following up with everyone. So you guys, I always say if I didn't have my follow-up list, I would not have a business. To this day, if I did not write every single person down that I talked to and reach back out to them, I would be missing out on so many enrollments. And the way I look at it is that if you're not following up with them, somebody else is. And that really freaking sucks when you finally do decide to go follow up with them and they sign up with someone else. So make sure you're following up. And then the last one is self-development, you guys. It is so crucial. Like if you're, and it's crazy because so many of us don't join this business with the mindset that we need to grow. And your business is only going to grow as much as your mind is going to allow it. So just making sure that you're doing, you're taking time every single day to grow your mind and just listen to those audiobooks or read the books or do all the things. because that is so important, because if your mind's not in a good place, your business is not going to be in a good place. So that is literally every single day since I started, you guys, those are the things I do till this day. And that's what I will continue to do because I know that it works.
And that's just kind of like, it's not silly, but it's just like, I feel like sometimes, because my team's always like, what's your dailies list? What's your dailies list? And I tell them, but literally every single Zoom that we do, we ask everybody like, what's your daily? And it's like, everybody's dailies are the same, you guys. Like literally, like she's an ambassador 2.0 and her dailies are the same thing that your daily should be, because that's what works. Okay. That's what works in this business. Okay. So still back to when you were, a new distributor, what were your dreams and goals as a new distributor?
Yeah. So I literally,
like what pushed you to work as a new distributor, I guess, like those dreams and goals, and like, how did it get you to go?
Yeah, you guys, I hated not having money. I hated, literally, I'm not even kidding. I remember going to McDonald's, and literally one time me and my friend went there and we had to pay in dimes. Like we had this huge thing of dimes in the middle of my console, and we literally paid like $5 in dimes, and it freaking sucked. Like, it's a funny story now. Like when you look back at it, you're like, remember that one time we went and paid like all dimes for our McChickens and French fries and sweet teas? But it's not fun. Like, no one actually wants to be in that position, you guys. Like, I hated feeling that way. Like, I wanted more. And like, I always thought, like, at the time too, I was like, well, I'm in college. Like, this is just part of life. That's what we're told pretty much. Like, you go to college, like, it's like a joke that like we all have to eat ramen noodles in college because that's how society is. And I didn't want that. And so when I seen this business and I was like, wow, I can actually have more than that. Like, I don't have to live like that. It was like a light bulb. I was like, why the heck would I not do that? You know what I mean? Like, I was working 2 jobs. I was spending all my time working. Any free time I had, I was doing school. So it's like, why not take advantage of something that was going to better my situation? So I truly just wanted more, you guys. And I know that sounds so simple, but when you want something so bad, you just do whatever you have to do to get it. If your kids are starving and you don't have money, you're going to go and do whatever the heck you have to go out there and make that happen. If you have to get to work and you need gas in your car, you're going to do whatever you have to do to get $5 in your gas tank to get to work. So it's just a matter of like going out and doing the things and figuring out what you want and why you want it so bad. And you have to want it, and you have to believe that you can actually do it, because if you don't have those 2 things, then you're not going to do it, because you're not going to like actually want to go out and grab it. So you have to want it so bad, and you have to continue to do that as you continue to grow through this business. I joined for $200. I would have quit after month 2 because I hit my goal in month 2. So if I didn't continue to dream and want more, then I would have been so stuck like way long ago. And I think that happens to so many of us. We get so stuck in this business because it's like we hit our goal and we don't know how to continue to just like look forward and continue to believe that we actually deserve more for ourselves when we do. And you guys, we have something in front of our faces that is literally like, you can have this. And it's just taking you to grab onto that and to run with it. It is literally up to you. And so, yeah, that's what I just freaking wanted more, you guys. And then when I moved out of my parents' house, it wasn't like I had to, like, it was how I was going to pay my bills. So I just continuing to how to like find things that made me like push myself and get out there and just continue to want more and more and more for myself, because if I didn't, I would have been so stuck long ago. So continuing to dream, which I know can be so hard for some of us, because a lot of us just don't even believe that like we're worthy of that or that we can have things like that, but you can, you guys. And that's what we're told with this every single day, that you can have that. And once you believe that, it's just crazy how all the things start to align and it just starts coming into your life.
Yes, I love that. So, whenever you first got started, because you just wanted more, how did you get that belief? Like, you were doing the things. How did that belief come? Like, was it personal development? Riley, he's trying to break the door down.
I'm trying to think. I feel like I didn't have like a ton of like, I didn't even really know what personal development was when I started. I feel like it was just so different back then, you guys. I know that sounds like I'm like an old grandma, but I feel like it was just so different when I started. But I mean, I just thought this was like, I truly just loved doing this. Like, I had so much fun with it that it wasn't like something that was like hard for me to wake up every day and do. Like, I actually just wanted to get up and do it. And like, I feel like you hearing that you could make money from your phone was just like so unheard of back then. So that was another thing too. I was like, this is so cool. Like, this opportunity is like not normal. I have my hands on something so special. But yeah, it was just truly a matter of just enjoying it, I think. Like, I literally woke up every single day and looked forward to it. I love talking to people. I loved getting people signed up. Like, it became very addicting to me. So it wasn't really like, I'm not going into this, like I had a very positive mindset. I mean, like I said, I was very excited about $27, you guys. Like, so mine, it wasn't ever like kind of like a mindset thing for me. And I don't know if that's because my parents, like how they raised me, or how I've always just kind of like had a really good mindset going into things like this. But I would say it probably is like my dad, like they've always made us work for things. Like if my parents, like growing up, my parents they're fortunate and they could have given us a lot more than they did. But if I wanted to go to a movie with friends, you guys, like they would make me go clean the kitchen, they make me go do something to work for that, because they never in my life wanted me to just think I could have things handed to me. And I used to get so mad when I turned 16, you guys, like I like had to use my entire savings account and had to put it towards my car. And like, you know, I saw all these other kids in my classes, their parents were just paying for their cars. And I was like, that's not fair. Like, why do they get that? And then I don't. And I remember one time I asked my dad for gas money. And he was like, no, like you need to go get a job. You want gas money. And I was so mad at them for that, you guys. But I swear that is why I am where I am today, because whenever I was put in this position, like it was like, I can go and do these things. Like I don't need them. Like I don't ever want to have to rely on somebody else. I don't ever want to have to rely on my parents. And so I feel like it was just a truly like a matter of like how they kind of raised me, because they were just like, if you want something, you have to work for it, and it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be handed to you. And even though back then I didn't like it, I truly feel like it's what's, you know, it's definitely paid off like today. And I like, when I have kids someday, I want to do the same thing, because I do think it was such a good lesson for us.
I love that. So well, you said it wasn't really a mindset thing. Okay, I guess so. Whenever you were new and you're sending those messages, or if you had family that like doubted you or told you that it was silly or something like that, how did you get through that? Because we have a lot of new girls who maybe they don't have supportive spouses or family members in general. And even just as a new distributor, you know, I feel like we all start with that excitement, but somewhere along the way we keep getting told no. And it's just like, how did you keep your positivity there and pushing through, like to overcome the no's or the people doubting you, or the, you know, like if whatever.
For one, you guys, God put you here. Like that is like something I always tell myself. Like anytime I go to an event and I have to talk, or anything that I have to do, something that's uncomfortable for me, I always am just like, God put you here. But like it's my job to figure out why. And so I want you to think about that. Like literally, you did not join this business just because. Like you joined this business because God put you here. And so you have power to figure out what the heck that is. But no, you guys, I'm from a super small town. Literally, my town has 300 people in it. My brother was like laughing and making fun of me. He was like, you're seriously doing that crap? People were saying crap around my town. Like I'm a person that I actually like, I've grown a lot for sure. But like that used to bother me so much. Like I was so scared about what other people would think. But guess what? My brother wasn't going to pay my phone bill. My brother wasn't putting gas in my car. Fucking Rachel down the street who's talking a bunch of crap was not paying any of my bills, you guys. And so that's what you have to tell yourself, that you just cannot care. Nobody cares about what you're doing unless they're not doing something that's better than you, because that's the only time they're going to have time to sit around. Because I can tell you that I do not have time in my life right now to sit down and look and see what my neighbor's doing, because I do not care. I do not care what they're doing with their life. I don't care, because I have things going on in my life that I am focused on, and the things that I know that I want, and they don't have anything to do with it. And so that's what it comes down to, you guys, that you are always going to be held back in life if you continue to let other people's opinions hold you back. And it is going to be really sad, because someday you're going to look back and be like, what if? You guys, my sister-in-law joined me in this business. She got to Diamond and she quit, which was like so stupid. In the car on the way back from a trip we were on, she's like, sometimes I just lay in bed and I think, like, what if I would have just stuck with it? Like, where would I be right now? Me. Like, you think? Like, seriously? Yeah, I know. I bet you do wonder that. Like, how terrible must it be for her to have to sit there and watch me now when her husband, my brother, is gone 7 days a week because he's a lineman. He works away from home, and she never gets to see him. He never gets to see his kids. What if her situation could be different because she would have stuck this out? That's what I think of. And I just literally, when she said that, I was just like, had no words, like speechless. Like, yeah, I bet you do think that, because who knows? But you gave up on that. You gave up on yourself. You didn't see the potential that you had. And so that's what it comes down to, you guys, that you have to just know that you can't let other people get in the way of that. Because down the road, you're going to look back and you're going to freaking regret it. And the only reason people have opinions on something like this is because they don't know what the heck you're doing. They haven't looked into it. They haven't researched it. They just don't understand. It's not normal. And if normal was what I was going towards before this business, I want nothing to do with normal. If normal was waking up every single day and going to the jobs that I dreaded every single day that had a pit in my stomach, I don't want normal. So it's up to you. You have to just decide if you're going to let those people hold you back from the things that you really want, and let it light a fire under you. Like that, my brother making fun of me, like I literally was in the living room. Like I can still picture this in my head, you guys, because it fired me up. Like some people, I think it'll like really tear them down, but I'm like the opposite. Like if you say something bad about me, like I will do anything I have to do to like make sure to prove my point and just go like above and beyond, because that's just my personality. And so that's how you need to be. You just need to go and prove them wrong and show them why you're doing this, and don't let them be right. So if you join this, go do what you're going to do and prove them wrong, but don't do it for them. Do it for you, because you deserve that. And God literally put you here for that. So that's what you have to decide. You just can't let them get in the way, you guys, because down the road, you're going to be looking back, and anything that comes at you, it just bounces right back up, because you're like, this hard shield just can't even get past you, because you just see what it's done for your life, and you see what it's done for so many other people's lives. And it's just like, it doesn't even like, people can say anything to me about this business, you guys. I went to a party once, and this guy was like, you seriously, like making fun of it. And I was like, you guys, I'm like the least cocky person ever, but anytime someone says anything about that, I want to be like, well, you wouldn't be saying anything if you saw my bank account. Okay? Like, that's what it comes down to. So you have to just know you're worthy, know you're here for a reason, know that God put you here, and believe in your freaking self, and do whatever you want, and don't let anybody else be in the way of that. So that's how I feel about that.
I love it. And it's kind of like, all of these people who have opinions. Well, first off, the people who are like, maybe like, saying bad things about you. I had one of my very best friends literally post a Facebook status about me. She didn't tag me or anything, but she said, "You're ruining the green heart emoji for me." And I was like, But think about all those people who said, why are you joining something like that? You're just going to fail. Why are you doing something like that? You're not going to make any money. If you sit and you dwell on the words that they spoke, you're going to fail and you're not going to make money. Guess what? That's going to do something inside of you, and that's what you're going to start believing, and then you're going to give up on yourself because of the words from someone else, because they were too scared and they didn't understand it enough to say yes to this business. So now their closed mind is closing your mind, and you're already counting yourself out because that's what you're believing. You're believing in them because they obviously don't have that belief in themselves. That's why they're not here. But you have that belief in yourself. You gave it a shot, but then you let somebody who was scared scare you, and now you're out. Okay? And it's kind of like, don't take advice from somebody if you're not willing to trade positions with them. And so it goes into like, don't just let the people talk, because people are going to talk. But literally at the end of the day, the only way that you fail this business, you guys, is if you quit or just don't work, period. Like you can if you want to make $55, you're going to make $55. But if you want to make $25,000, you're going to make $25,000 with this business. Can y'all just imagine? I can't. Like, it's crazy. Going in the E-Suite and seeing your commission say 25, and just knowing that you freaking worked that from your cell phone, from wherever, right? Because you believed in yourself and you did that. Nobody else did that for you, right? And I always tell y'all, you have an upline who's going to help lead you, but they're not going to do it for you. Okay, your downline's not going to do it for you. Your sideline's not going to do it for you. You're going to do it for yourself. And just imagine how good that's going to feel when you can sit and just say, I freaking did it. Like, I did the dang thing. Okay, so I love all of that. Okay, so now going into like now, what are your dailies as a leader and within your business? You said that they were the same, but like, do they change at all? And this is kind of like, for like me and then like the other leaders on our team, because obviously there is like a difference, you know what I mean? Like in doing your dailies and like working your business, but then like once you really become a leader and you've got this team of girls under you, which as a Ruby, you're a leader, but just like, what is like, do you think that there's anything different, or like, what do you do like leadership wise, I guess?
As far as like working my business, as far as like enrollments go, because that's how you're going to make the money, guys, is enrolling. So those, like the 6 list is how I enroll people. But then I have like the leadership side of things too. So it's definitely changed so much, but especially as your team grows, like you have to just have like layered leadership and all of that stuff. But basically what I do is I just work really, really close with my new people until they are established and kind of just take off, until they're like put in that leadership position. So for example, Carly, when she enrolled, her and I worked so close together, and we talk now, but not every day. Like we talk every now and then. She gives me an update. And the reason being is because I know that she has control. She knows what she's doing. She is that leader. And so basically, I just work really close with my leaders until I feel that they're in a position to take control and be literally what I was to them. And so basically, you just want that to trickle down to your entire team. So we have like our Tuesday team trainings. That's like our big leadership thing. And then obviously, like my big leaders, like anytime they want to come to me and ask questions, I'm here. But as far as like my developing leaders, I just work really, really close with them. And then I introduce them to like whoever I place them under, and then they kind of take on that leadership as well. But every single day, so I just like to start out my day by just being like saying good morning, like today. So especially like on Mondays and like to end the week or the middle of the week, send them a message, just say, hey, good morning. Like today is gonna be such a good day. I'm so excited. Like, what are your goals for the day? So I literally just check in with my leaders all the time and just see what's going on and have them give me updates. And I just cheer them along all the steps of the way. So basic, like, especially if they're new, if you have someone new, you guys, they go off of your momentum and the tone that you're setting. And it's so crazy because I can tell when I enrolled somebody, when I was in a place that was like mentally in a really good place versus enrolling somebody when I wasn't mentally in a good place. I can tell the difference because it's literally like my excitement and my vibes they go based off that. And so just keep that in mind when you enroll someone new, that your excitement and like your leadership and just like you sending them voice messages and them hearing you and you speaking that life into them is what gets them off to a good start. So if you're not in a good place in your life, and this is why self-development is so important, if you're not in a good place in your life and you're not in a good headspace and you're enrolling people and you're wondering why they're not taking off, it's because you're not in a good place mentally to be able to help pour life into these people to help them do so. Sorry, that's kind of like off topic, but yeah, so basically I'm just reaching out to my people. I just stay super connected with my leaders and just make sure I work really close with them until I feel that they're in a comfortable enough position to where I can go focus on that next set of leaders. So basically just reaching out and creating like those relationships with them. Is that kind of like what you're asking? Or if you have something more in depth too, let me know.
No, yeah, that was it. Just because like, I mean, and for me, I think that was kind of something that like I recently figured out was like, you know, because it's like it does get hard, you guys. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like when like I feel like it was like the jump from me going double to like a triple team. Like it got so much bigger, and it was like, oh my gosh, like I'm trying to work my business, but now I've got even more people coming and asking me questions. And like, you know, I used to always wonder, like sometimes, like after I went diamond, because like obviously I went diamond and Cortney was like, okay, like she's got it, like, you know, whatever. And I would always wonder sometimes like why it took her like a day or so to like text me back. And now I'm like, okay, I freaking understand it. It's because your inbox, you literally have a billion messages across the board. And like that's why like people joke around and be like, if y'all need to get in touch with Carly, like just literally call her, FaceTime her, or text her 55 times and she will respond to you. But that's just because like you're trying to keep up with your business first and foremost, right? Because it doesn't matter what rank you are. It doesn't matter if you're an Ambassador Diamond 2.0 or a Black Diamond, like you still have your business and your dailies and your enrollments, right? Because Cortney can't start stepping into more leadership and leading her team and let her enrollments and everything slack, because if she does that, that vibration and that whatever you want to call that trickles down into her leaders. And so maybe we get off of our enrollments and then guess what? We've all just like wrecked ship in our trains, whatever, because we're not doing our business first. And that's what I've been telling y'all. And I heard that in the She's Here For It podcast is stop pouring into your team more than yourself and your own business until you're where you want to go. And it doesn't matter if you're at the top of the company, you're still moving forward, right? Just like Stephanie and Joel Dunn, they're Black Diamonds, but like, isn't there something after Black Diamond now, like the double ambassador? Or is that before Black Diamond? Are they that now too? I mean,
Double ambassadors before Black Diamond, yeah.
So
I don't know if they have a,
I don't, but there's like, you're just always, you know, it doesn't matter where you are, like you're still growing and moving forward. And so you just have to, I don't know, make sure that I have squirrel brain. I saw a car drive by and I completely lost my train of thought. But we'll just go on to the next question because I've heard you kind of talk about this before. But like whenever you first got started, you've talked about how you were like, you would think about the future, you know, like your future wedding and all of these things that you were going to be able to pay for in cash, which is just like crazy that like I heard you talking about that. And then I was like at your wedding and I'm just like, oh, she did it. Like she did the thing. And so how did you reinvent your dreams as you achieved dreams that I can't say that word, achieved the dreams that you did, and like reinvent your goals?
Yeah. So I don't know if like I'm just like, very futuristic. I don't know if any of y'all are like futuristics at all because Brandon is not, and so it's hard for me to kind of like understand his mind on things because he's not a futuristic, but I am such a futuristic. So I can literally just like see the future, see what I want, envision it all before I even have it. And I've literally been this way since I was like as little as I can be. Like I've always just envisioned like that next thing that I really want, and when I have it, like what do I want it to look like. And so you guys, like I think it's just like knowing that there's no limit in what we have here. Like there's no ceiling. Like there's nothing being like this is what you can get to, and after that you can't have anything else. And having that feeling to me is like the best thing ever. But you have to also know how to do that and be willing to go and know that you deserve more and that you can have more. Because I think a lot of times, like, what is it that's holding you back? Like, do you ever just sit there and ask yourself, like, why am I not moving forward? And it's probably because you just don't believe or want bad enough what you're envisioning. And so, for example, the whole wedding thing. I was kind of stuck in my business for a little bit, you guys, last year, and I was just kind of like floating around, you know, like I was happy financially. I was just like, you know, what's my next big thing? And Brandon and I were eating dinner at Texas Roadhouse, and we were talking about like all of the costs from our wedding and all the things that you have to pay like last minute. And literally, our parents were not giving us a dime for our wedding. Like we're paying for it in cash. And so we were just sitting there talking, like adding up the photographer, adding up all the things that we're going to be paying last minute. And it was crazy. And it was just like, gave me like this fire. And I was like, oh my gosh, like we're going to pay for this business is going to allow us to pay for this in cash. Like we're doing this. And we set up Brandon account as a distributor, and just his account alone paid for our entire wedding. And so what we did is that literally was just like the next thing that I needed to push really, really freaking hard, you guys. It was like something like I just got my mind on what I really wanted, why I wanted it, and then I was just willing to go and do whatever I had to do to grow to that next thing. So that's what you need to figure out. Like, what do you want so freaking bad that you're going to go and do whatever you have to do? Because it's just like when you started this business, you were so excited. You wanted something so bad. How many of y'all got to rank because you wanted it so bad, but then once you got there, you got comfortable? Don't. You can have more. You can have whatever you want. You just have to go and be willing to work for it. And so now here we are. We're married, right? So it's like, what's next? So if there wasn't a what's next for me, then I would not be working as hard as I work every single day. But I know that I have to do that for me to continue to grow, for my team to continue to grow. Because if I settle, my team's going to settle. We just can't do that. So you set the tone for your team. So next, I'm like, what can we do next? Like, what's that next big thing? And figure that out, what it is for you guys. Like, figure out what it is. Like, what's that next big thing that just like gets that feeling inside. Y'all like know what that feeling is when you just want something so bad. Like I'm so impatient. Like when I want something, I want it like right then. Like get that feeling. Do whatever you got to do. Figure out what you need to get that feeling, and just like set your eye on it and go, you guys. Like look at it every single day. Write it on a piece of paper. Put it all over your walls. Write it on your bathroom sink. Like act like you're a new distributor again and get freaking excited. And so now, like him and I, we've been saving for our dream house. So we're either going to build. We've been looking at land to either build or, you know, looking to buy a house. And it's like, that's that next big thing. And like next is having kids. And then when we have kids, I want to be able to be a yes mom. Like I want to be able to put my kid in gymnastics. Like I want to be able to do the things with my kids, you guys. So I'm already, before these things are even happening, envisioning it. And that is what makes me get up every single day and work really freaking hard because I want that so bad. And so what is that for you? You have to figure that out, because if you don't, you're just going to be comfortable and you're not going to move forward. So you just have to know that you can do that and that you are worthy of that life, and that you truly believe in your heart and your soul and everything that you can have that. And it's just crazy, you guys, how when you just get your mind right on that and you get it set, you're just going to get to work because you know what you want down to like the T.
I love that. And it's so funny because whenever I think it was either right before, I want to say it was right before I went double. We were living in a duplex, and I hated the duplex, you guys. I mean, I was thankful that we had a roof over our head, but there was a field behind our house, and literally in like a week, maybe not even a week. I'm going to say a week, but I'm pretty sure it was more like 3 days. We had caught 7 mice in our house. Like Cortney, I'm sure you remember, I literally texted Cortney and I was like, I can't live here anymore. There's been like 7 mice. Like this is ridiculous. But, so that there was ants, and I just remember sitting there and I'm like, I want a better house. Like I want something better. And so I told myself, if you go double, it was before I went double. I was like, if you go double, you can move. And so that's what I did. I was like, you're going to go double. But I didn't just say I was going to go double and then be able to move into a house. I found the app Wayfair. If you don't know what Wayfair is and you own a home, you need to download it and use your fast starts to buy things, not your commissions because you'll go broke. But I got Wayfair, and on that app you can actually design rooms. Like you could like it's like a board, and so you like pin everything in your living room and your entryway, and I designed a house, you guys, within this app. So I took it so far as to tell myself, if you go double, you can move into a house. But then I designed the house within this Wayfair app, and now most of the things that are in the living room I ordered from Wayfair. Can you all hear me? Did my Wi-Fi go crazy, or am I good? Y'all are frozen. Can you hear me? Is it better? Yeah, I'm back. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Now Courtney's calling me. Hello? Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Bye. She's like, you're not frozen. It's so weird. It'll do that sometimes and say that my internet's not working and like I can't see or hear anything, so whatever. But I designed that my house within that app, you guys. And then when I got that house, I was able to order everything that I had put on those like dream boards for those rooms in my house. Okay. And that just like pushed me to do it. And so even if it's something silly like that, even if you have to get Pinterest, and like if you're not married, start thinking about your future, wedding, or when you do have kids, if you want to have kids, start designing a nursery or all of the things that you want to be able to do for them. Because seriously, guys, whenever Berkeley was one, like it was hard to buy diapers. It was hard to buy formula. We could hardly get her new clothes. Like it was like my parents or my ex-husband's parents like bringing us clothes and food and toys for her because we couldn't do it. And that was seriously the worst feeling. Like sitting there and looking at her and just being like, I can't do this for you. And like, what am I supposed to do? And that's when I started praying, and that's when I found this business. And so just like Cortney was saying, God put you here for a reason. So, and it's just like, I think Brianna shared it in Diamond Tribe this morning, but pray like it's up to God, but hustle like it's up to you. Okay. Like literally, you guys, like we are sitting on a gold mine. So I just want to get into a few questions. We have a lot of questions, but we'll just see how many we go through. So what do you, or where do you message from? Do you message from people who like your stuff, stories, followers, following your feed, or all of it?
Yeah, so I start with my stories just because I know that those people already watch me. So they already kind of like know what I'm doing, what I have my hands on, stuff like that. And then I do like a lot of polls throughout the day. So I like will message those people. But then I just go through and I message the people that I follow. That way I can kind of just like, I for sure can see their profile and see what even is going on in their life. And then I just like work my way up from that. And then I follow new people every single day. So I always have new people to message and reach out to. And then I do just mainly Instagram. I just always run my business from Instagram. So
Me too. And I like that. I mean, I'm sure you do, but like, do you get a lot of people when you're messaging off of your polls telling you like, oops, didn't mean to?
yeah, but still I feel like it's just like an easy way to kind of like start conversation with them. So like I don't mind it because like I'll just reach back out a couple days or just be like, hey, like while I have you, like,
Yeah.
would you be interested in doing or trying this for me? So it kind of just like opened the door for like conversation. And then I just know that they already watch me. So when I do ask them to be like a product tester or something like that, they kind of know like what I have, to offer.
Awesome. Okay, so how do you keep up with your followers versus your following? Like, I guess like trying to keep them, well, you don't have to worry about yours, but like,
Now it's freaking hard since they took away the like third-party apps. They don't let you use that. So I've just been doing it manually. I just go through and like every few days I'll just go and like try to unfollow people. And then like I'll spend a few days just going and following people. So I'm like to my max pretty much of who I can follow. So I just have to like every few days go and like do that. And I'm just doing it like at a slow rate so it doesn't block me. Somehow I've not gotten blocked, knock on freaking wood. But yeah, I've just been doing that every single day. I need to go, I don't know. It's just been such a pain. I hope they like back off because they keep blocking so many people. It's so annoying. But yeah, I've just been having to manually do it all.
Something that I have been doing recently is because I used to message for my followers, but now I have so many people in networks who are following me, and I like don't like accidentally messaging them. And so I don't follow It Works people back unless they're on my team or it's like somebody that I know. And so I've been messaging from my following. And also what I'm doing is I'll go through and I'll like message people, but if I find somebody who I know, like, I don't know you, or it's like a weird account or a boutique that I don't want to follow, I'll unfollow. So it's kind of like as I'm going through my following, I'm messaging and unfollowing. So it's like you're doing both at the same time, and that's helped a whole lot. And like I've been doing that a little bit every single day. I used to only unfollow here and there, but I've noticed like I got up to like my max and I was like, okay, I've got to get this back down because I'm trying to get to 10,000 followers. Like that's my goal. And so I just need to like be able to follow more people. But I've just been every single day unfollowing like 200 people, and then I'll go and follow a few, you know, and so it's like actually really been helping me a lot. But I like that. Okay. The next question was, where do you see the best success in getting loyal customers, posting or messaging?
I think both. I would say, I just think it's so important to message, just because I feel like if I don't message, like I get basically the months I message, I get triple the results. So I just think it's so important to message. But I also think that posting is so key, because if you're messaging people that are already watching your post, they already kind of know what you have your hands on. And a lot of times they're like, hey, I've actually been like wanting to try it out. So yeah, like I'd love to be a product tester for you. So I think I think they just go hand in hand. Like I just will do both every single day, because I think they're both just like equally important. I do get a lot of people that come to me though, just from getting on my stories and showing like the products, especially like when I get on and just make keto coffee. I don't know why, like if you just get on, you guys, and just show your face and freaking talk while you're making your coffee, something about that just will make people come to you. Like they just like to see that you're a real person behind the camera. So even when I like just do that and show my face, I get so many more interactions, or people will be like, that have been on the fence will be like, okay, like just let me try the coffee. Like I'm ready to sign up. So get on and show your freaking face. Like even if it's uncomfortable, I know how it is, but like just do it because it's so freaking worth it.
Yes, and it's because people are able to like, know, and trust you more whenever they see you and they can hear you talking versus you just posting a picture of the coffee that you've made. And so I love that. And even, you know, you guys, like you have to make the ask because there, like she said, there's a lot of people who, and it's happened to me multiple times, I'll reach out to them, they're like, oh my gosh, I've been wanting to message you, but I just haven't. I'm like, why? Like, why haven't you messaged me? And they're like, I don't know, I just blah, 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 for whatever reason. And so making that ask is so important. And if you're not posting, but you're messaging, people are going to think that you got like hacked or something, right? And so people want to be able to see, like, it's kind of like I've told you, it's a cycle. Like you have to post, you have to message, you have to grow your network, you have to do all the things because they all work together. You can't just pick and choose and do one, because then you're not going to get the results. Like you're given, you know, the tools and this dailies, they're basically the same thing for everybody because that's what works for everybody across the board. So
I had a girl message me the other day and she was like, will you just help me? Like, I'm just not getting where I want to be, like, blah, blah, blah. Sent her a picture of my 6 list. I said, go through every single one of these and put a check mark beside the ones that you're actually doing every single day. She put a check mark beside 2, you guys. She hasn't even been posting. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, that is why. So a lot of times it's so simple. I think we just like get in our heads. We're like, why is this not working? I'm doing one of the things she's saying, because you're not doing all the things. Yeah. And it's crazy because it's just like so simple, like the most simple things. But like she said, it's literally like they're all connected. And if you miss out on one thing, like it literally impacts your entire business. So do all the things.
All of the things, all of the time. Okay. Yes. So how do you find something daily to post on Facebook and Instagram?
So I just like to find like a quote. That's like or sometimes even just like going throughout my day, something will pop up and I'll just be like, wow, like this is like such a blessing, like because of this business, you know? So it's like sometimes just like going through your day, but also just getting on and like finding a quote that you can relate with. So something that like you can just like, that's been like on your heart, or that just like relates to you in some type of way. Just like start with the quote and then go off the quote and like share a story, or it can literally just be anything that you share. But yeah, that's like my best thing, is just sharing like a quote and then going off of that.
Whenever you were like a new distributor, how did you, and like I know that the way that like you posted then, even the way that I posted now, or that when I started versus now, is like completely different. But like for new distributors, what would be your best tip for them, you know, how to like do a product post or a business post, or just get in the groove of posting, period?
Yeah, talking about where you're going, like why are you doing this? And I think like it can like just make a list, you guys, because it's probably so many things that are just like popping in your head that you want, and just write them down on a list and then go to that list each day and be like, okay, today, like this is what I'm going to write about. So just talk about like what you're going to do. And I think that's something we all get so stuck on, especially when we're new, because we're like, what the heck? Like, this hasn't done anything for me yet. How am I supposed to post about it? Talk about what you're going to do. Like, I would talk all the time, you know, I'm going to make $500 extra a month for my phone. And because of that, it's going to help me with this. And then I would kind of just go off of that. So just put out there where you're going. And then it's crazy because when you put it out there like that anyways, like the universe is just going to help make it happen. So it just helps you in like so many different ways.
When it makes you hold yourself accountable, because you're like, oh crap, I just told Facebook that I'm doing this, and like I've got to, or they're gonna see that I'm not doing it. And I remember one night, I was sitting, we had like this swing thing outside next to this little pool that we had, and I remember sitting there one night, and I wasn't even a diamond, you guys. I think I was a ruby. I wasn't even an emerald yet, because I double promoted to like emerald and diamond like literally within 2 days. But I remember sitting there and I was just like looking up at the stars, and I was like, I'm going diamond. Like, I'm going to be making $2,000 a month. I'm going to get a $10,000 bonus. And I just started posting. Like, it was one of the longest posts that I've ever done, but I just literally poured out what I wanted, what I was going to get, how I was going to get it into this post. And I would even post something as like silly and simple as like, this girl's about to get a $10,000 bonus. And so many people would be like, how? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? They'd message me, are you really getting $10,000? I'm like, yep, March 31st. Watch, I'm going to get it. And guess what? I did it. Like literally down to like, I think it was like an hour before midnight. I was like sweating bullets, but I did it. And it was because I was seriously like talking about it and putting it out there every night. Okay. Just like she had said earlier, put your goals like on paper. Like I literally have sticky notes and stuff everywhere, because like right after I joined, Jade did a Zoom and she was like, write everything down. And I was like, okay. And ever since then, I've written everything down, where I'm going, what I'm doing, who's doing what, who's going where. I just write it down, and it's kind of like you see it, it holds you accountable a little bit more. So we've kind of already gone over that question. You kind of went over that. So success with distributors. How do you think that you like find your best distributors? Do you think that it's messaging or posting? So we kind of had that question twice, like customers and distributors, or what do you think is like the best way to get distributors, like as a new distributor?
Yeah. So if you're brand new, definitely just like reaching out first to people that you know. That's like what I did. I was like, I'm just gonna reach out to people I know, because pretty much everyone I know could use an extra income, because let's be honest, who couldn't? So start with the people you know, but then I think that we just need to like say this, because don't feel like you have to have like the perfect post, you guys. Like just be excited and pour your heart out there. Like just put out why you're excited, where you're going, why you joined. Share your enroller story. Share your sideline sister story. Like if you don't know what to share, just share other people's stories until you have your own to share. But yeah, just talk about it every single day, you guys. Like, and I feel like where you really put your focus is what you're going to get more of. So I know for a fact that whenever I focus on enrolling distributors, I get more distributors. But when I focus on enrolling customers, I enroll more customers. If you want your paycheck to really grow, enroll distributors, you guys. That's what you need. You need new blood into your business. So that's like what I focus on primarily every single month is distributors, until I'm going for a promotion that I know I need all that extra volume. But you want to be enrolling distributors. Jade Hooper one time told me, she's like, Cortney, you need to enroll at least 10 distributors every month, because out of 10 people, probably 1 will take off, 2 will kind of work, and the rest of them will quit. So that's just to kind of show you like the numbers game of it all, is that it just takes an amount of people, you guys. And when you're going to enroll people that quit. That's what happens. But then you're going to also really enroll people that are just like you, that really want this business, you guys. And it's just a matter of time. And I know sometimes it's like hard to believe that, like you're going to find that person, that someone's going to join your team and just like take off, but it will happen. And when they do, it changes your entire freaking business. So just literally every single day, literally go watch my stories every single day. I'm like, I have positions opening on my team. Today I get on my story. I'm talking about what this business has done for me. What have I done today because of this business? And since I do that every single day, people come to me every single day asking me about this business. I enroll at least 10 distributors every single month from doing so. So have that goal and really focus on what you want. So if that's distributors, focus on that and just make sure you're putting it out there to the universe every single day. I see this all the time, that people will get really stuck on just customers, that they're not even posting about the opportunity. If people don't know they can join your team, if people don't know they can make extra income with this business, they're not going to come to you and ask you about it. So make sure you are putting it out there, that you have availability on your team open, and just talk about it every single day and be so freaking excited. And don't feel like your posts have to be perfect, and just share it with the world and say how much you love it, because people want to know what you're doing when you're excited and when you love something. So
yes, and we, Pam, she had posted it one time on her Facebook. We don't get paid to post pretty pictures. We get paid to enroll customers and distributors. And something else that I wanted to share, because Shay's been saying this a lot recently, but your mess is your message, okay? And so if you're a new distributor, like, I don't know how to sign distributors, why did you join this business? Why did you join this business? Did you join for extra money? Why did you join for extra money? Because you can't pay your bills, because you need extra to put food on the table? There's somebody else out there who needs extra money to pay their bills or to put food on the table. And so if that's your mess right now, that can be your message, and there's somebody that can relate to that maybe they're going to join the business because of that. So always keep that in mind. Okay, the next question. What would you say are like your must-haves for this business? Like, I don't know, must-haves.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many, I feel like, but I don't know. I think for one, just making sure you make it a part of your every single day. Like, that's so important. Like, enjoy what you're doing. I was having a conversation with one of my leaders a few months back because she was just in a very unhappy place in her business. And I was like, are you enjoying what you're doing? She was like, no. So I was like, so you're not having fun? She was like, no. I was like, that's because you don't know where you're going. So know where you're going, you guys, and be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself that if you're actually doing the things. Be honest with yourself. You're actually getting up every day and doing your 6 list. I think that's so important, you guys. And just to kind of like go off that, like, lately I have been eating so bad. I don't even know why. I think it's because I needed like a new goal. Like the wedding, I was like, oh, I didn't feel good for the wedding. Now it's like I need a new goal because I'm just like eating so bad, and I wake up and I feel like crap. And I'm like, I'm doing this to myself, but I know I'm doing it to myself. Same thing with my business. I wake up every single day, and I get to control how I feel about my business by the end of the day. So if you're not feeling good about your business at the end of the day, then get up the next day and do the things that you need to do, because I'm going to tell you, it feels so freaking good going to sleep at night, feeling so accomplished, feeling like, wow, like I did great today. Like I was on top of my game. So be honest with yourself. Call yourself out when you need it, because we all need it sometimes. Call yourself out when you know you haven't been doing the things. Call yourself out when you haven't been doing self-development, or you're in a negative mind place and that's why your business isn't growing. Call yourself out and be honest with yourself, because that's how you're going to get past that and decide, well, okay, like I'm done with this, and this is why I'm going to go. So get so clear on that vision. And I think that's just so important. Just being clear on what you want and where you want to go, and just make sure you're always working on yourself and your mindset is just so important.
I love it. Okay, this is one of my favorites, but what keeps, well, I guess you kind of went over that, but what do you do when you feel like you're slowly becoming uninspired? How do you handle that?
Yeah. I feel like that's definitely the time where I need to like sit down and write down, why am I doing this? Where am I going? Like, you just have to get so clear on that. Also like talk about it with someone. Like with Brandon, I will literally, he like thinks it's so weird, but like I'll literally like shut the TV off. Like, I need to talk to you. Like, what are we doing? When are we doing this? Like, I get so clear on my goals, you guys, because I have to just like know it's going to happen and believe it's going to happen in my freaking like entire heart and soul and body and all the things. So get so clear about what you want and tell other people about it. Like, just opening up to Brandon about it and be like, look, this is what I'm doing next. This is my goal. Like, really hold me accountable, because he's like expecting that now. He's like, okay, this is what she's doing. Like, he's going to see me do it because I told him I'm going to do it. So just get really, really clear on what you want, and call someone that you know can give you the kick in the butt that you need. It was like 2 Decembers ago. I was like feeling not good about my business. I was kind of stuck. I had a few leaders leave. I just felt kind of like in a place where I was like not growing. And I called up Jade, and I was just like, she reached out to me. She was like, let's get on a phone. Like, let's talk. Because I was like, I just don't even know what to do, like where to focus. Like, I just need some guidance. And you guys, all she did was just talk to me about like simple things. She's like, well, just focus here. And I was like, okay. And it's like the most simple conversation that we had. But like after that conversation, the new year came, and like that's when I was working on Ambassador 2.0. And it was like things just started to take off. Like, people started coming into my life. The people I needed, the leaders I needed just started to come into my life. And it's just because I got like that extra kick in the butt. Like, sometimes you just need help envisioning like where you're going next. Like, and be that person for people. If you have people on your team and they're like, look, this is what I want to do, tell them that they can do that. Pour that belief into them. Let them know that they are worthy of that. That can go so far, you guys. Like, cast the vision for people, because sometimes it's really hard for us to cast the vision for ourselves. So talk to people and like talk them up and just let them know. I can't tell you how many times Ashley Mirth, my enroller, she'd be like, Courtney, this month you're going double diamond. And I was like, I am? Like, what the heck? Like, how? I don't know how, but okay. Ashley told me I'm going double diamond, so I am going double diamond. I freaking would go double diamond, you guys. Like, it's just like having someone else tell you that you can do something feels so good sometimes. So don't hesitate to call up and call someone that you know can give you that extra kick in the butt, or simply just tell you something so simple that you already know, but them just telling you it for some reason just like puts a switch in your mind, like, oh, I should probably do that. So just be honest with yourself, honestly, and just don't be scared to reach out to somebody and just figure out why you're here, you guys. Like, why, just why? Where are you going next?
I love it. Okay. So one more, and I think that this is like a super important question. And I can't really give help on this question because I don't know, it didn't go well whenever I was married, but balancing this business and loved ones, how do you do that?
Yeah. So honestly, like, you just have to be honest with them. So I think it goes back to really talking to them about what your vision is and what your goals are, so they even understand what you're doing. Because if they're not on that same page with that, they're not going to understand why you're working crazy hours. But also, like, just be intentional, you guys. Like, you don't have to work this business all day, every day. That's not what you have to do. During a promotion month, when I know that I am going to be spending crazy hours working my business, I make sure that Brandon knows that. I'm like, look, this month's going to be crazy. This is what I'm going to do. Just want you to be on the same page. Sit them down, have a talk with them. If you have kids, sit them down, talk with them. But just be intentional, you guys. Like, make the sacrifices. If you have to stay up an hour later to make sure you get the work in that you need to, do so. Brandon goes to sleep at like 10. I'm up to like 1 because my sleep schedule is awful. And then he wakes up at 5, and then I wake up later. So it's just like, you just have to figure out what kind of works for you, but make sure you're on the same page and you have, like, they are understanding your vision, because if they don't, they're not going to understand why you're working so crazy. So just being honest and then being intentional, because I can do all the things I need to do. And then when Brandon gets home from work, we can put our phones down for 2 hours. And then whenever I want to pick it back up, I can get on it for 30 minutes, do my work again, catch up on messages, spend another hour with him. So I think it's just knowing that you don't have to do it all day long, but when it is a promotion month and you know it's going to be crazy, sit down and make sure that they're aligned with like your goals. And that will like really just go a long way with them.
I love that. And I think that that's something that sometimes we forget, because this is from our phone and it's from social media. And it's like, think about how many times you pick your phone up throughout the day constantly, right? Like, just not even that you have to do something. Like, sometimes you just pick your phone up, and it's like, instead of just picking your phone up 1,000 times a day, give yourself that intentional time to get your work done, and then spend time with your kids or spend time with your spouse or whatever it is. But it's all about, being intentional. Just like, I guess I can touch on that. Like, I always, when people ask that, my brain like immediately goes to like being in a relationship, and I'm like, I don't know, don't ask me that question. But like with kids, it's basically the same thing. Like, Berkeley doesn't really understand. She knows like mommy's working, but she doesn't really get like mommy's working to make money. She just thinks that I have all of the money all the time. And so like, as they get older, and just telling them like, look, like, I have to sit down and I have to do this. And I don't remember if it was Claire Flores or Brittany Hayes, but I think it was Claire. She would tell her kids like, mommy has to do this, but remember, if you let mommy reach this goal, we get to go and do blank. And so it's kind of like, because if you're a mom, you're working this business because you want to be able to take your kids and do all these things. And I think that like once Berkeley gets older, and like even Riley, and they can understand that, like, it's going to be fun for me to be like, okay, like, I'm going to go in the office, like, I have this goal to reach, but if I can reach it, then we get to go to Disney. And then be like, oh, mom, did you reach your goal? Did you reach your goal? Like things like that. And it's like, you're including them in your business and you're communicating to them. And that's what it's about, you guys, is communication. So, just making sure that everybody's on the same page. And like Courtney was saying, if it's a promotion month, you're going to sacrifice sleep. You're going to sacrifice Netflix and all those things, because you're going to be literally pouring your heart and soul into this business for that month to reach your promotion. But just like every other month, like, you don't have to work 24/7. Like, I always blow people's minds whenever they come to me as a potential distributor, because they're like, well, I wanted to join this business, but I can't just be on my phone all the time. I was like, I probably work like maybe 4 to 5 hours a whole day, maybe, like, and I feel like that's even pushing it. But with the time that I'm working, like, I'm just being intentional. And so like, that's what it all boils down to, is the time that you do have to work this business, are you being intentional, or are you scrolling? Are you getting caught up in the the things that aren't income producing. Okay, but that is all that we had. So I'm going to end the